Yeah, everybody does have to find their tribe. Hey, everybody. I'm just on here just talking to people about what's going on in life. You know, just being real. Uh, it is December 30th, and I'm in Asheville, North Carolina. And it's a little hard going through. Yeah, I might be hearing this other. Sometimes it's a little hard going through stuff, especially the way that Hurricane Helene hit here and got us all discombobulated. My mother's coming home for the first time in 3 months. She left here after everything went, and she went to my nephew's house. So thankful that she was able to do that in Greensboro, her and my sister. But basically, what's happening now is people are coming back, you know, and getting settled down in Asheville. But the thing is, a lot of people think that, you know, everything is hunky-dory here already. But it hasn't been. But people are coming home. People are getting their, you know, houses back in order. And things like that. It's been a journey, because I know when after everything happened and lights were off, I went to Greenville to stay with my son and his girlfriend Whitney, and we stayed. I stayed down there long enough for the baby to be born. So during that time, my first grandbaby was born, Jariah Maven, and he's adorable, and we love him. And I'm actually going back to Greenville soon to help them out. So, because daycare is so expensive. It's like, everything is expensive. Until he came, I didn't, or was on the way, I didn't realize how much, because my kids, my twins, or what are they? Going on 30 now? 20 something. And so it's been years since I had to do formula or baby bottles or anything like that as far as buying it. So it is anyway, it's just expensive. So I'm going to Greenville to help them. Helps me too, because it boosts my, I don't even know what I was talking about. It helps me too, because it boosts my mood to be able to, you know, be with my grandbaby and be with my son and everything. But it is easy to love the little baby, because he is such a sweet thing. He is sweet as it can be. But I was basically saying I go to help them because everything is so expensive, and who can afford daycare? I'm so thankful that when I had Roderick, my oldest, my best friend's mom had just opened her daycare, Mama Jean. So Roderick went to her daycare. Then when he was 7, the twins were born, and my mom was just retiring, and so she basically dared me to take them somewhere else. So she basically dared me to take somewhere else, because she knew that they were going to come and stay with her while I went to work. So sometimes after I moved to Greenville from Asheville when they were in 1st grade. Roderick was in 8th grade. He wanted to graduate with his 8th grade class, so I let him stay in Asheville. Me and the twins hunkered down in Greenville, South Carolina in our little apartment. And here comes my mom. She came down to stay to help me with them when I would have to go to work down there. And Daddy would call and say, can I borrow my wife back? That's the things. It does take a village. That's the first thing I was saying when I came on here. It takes a village. It takes a village. Because people tickle me saying, I'm man-made, I'm self-made this and self-made that. Somebody had to help you. It takes a village either way. It's not like you get... Well, anyway, it takes a village. And that is basically what I wanted to say today. I don't have a whole lot. I'm just working on my arts and crafts. Sorry if I'm kind of preoccupied. I'm trying to keep up with what time it is because I got something to do at 5. So basically, okay, yeah, so basically that's the best way to describe raising kids. Village has to help you even when they get, to certain ages and they want to talk to somebody. You can tell them, as I told mine, find someone. If you're not able to talk to me about it, whatever it is, find someone. But I wanted to vet the people to make sure that they were the people that they needed. Find someone that you can talk to, run it by, not that it's going to be a secret, but I didn't want them talking to people who might lead them astray. Because you know how it is when you're growing up, you think, well, so-and-so knows, and so-and-so. They don't know any more than you do. Find somebody that does know and knows the way to keep you from getting into a whole bunch of hurt, harm, or danger. So you find someone, and I told them, that you can talk to about whatever it is so that you don't feel like there's no hope or no way out. One of their classmates, the twins, when they were in high school, now that I think about it, they both experienced the same thing, the twins and Roderick. When Roderick was younger, one of his friends removed himself from the earth. And I still don't know the end of that story. His mom moved away, and I can't imagine. But young lady that the twins went to school with, and they were very close to her. They were in band. It was her first year at school because she had been homeschooled all her life, and some little young guy, this is the allegedly, there we go, let's put that on in there, liked her, asked her out. She said no. He began to bully her, him and his friends. When they started bullying her, she told the twins. I think she told my daughter. This is the way I remember it. And they went to the powers that be at school. She's like, my daughter's like, no. Come on, you got to go tell these people so this can get better. Not knowing that telling them, oh, Jimmy Carter passed. Not knowing that telling them would actually make the situation worse. So behind the scenes, things were getting worse, and my daughter didn't know it, and their friend unalived herself on the property that the family owned, where she used to go. She was writing a book, so she used to go write her book in a certain area. The mom was looking for her and knew exactly where to go to find her, but didn't know that she would find her in that state. So we went to the funeral and everything, and the whole church was packed, and her dad did something that nobody was expecting. He got up and he basically challenged all the children, all the adults, all the teachers, and everybody that was there not to hate the young man or his friends, but to embrace them and show them the love of Christ. Not a dry eye in the church. But later on, it was a couple years, I think, later. At that point, let's go back. At that point, my twins were like, "No, we don't want to go back to school." It was almost the end of the school year then. But what we did was we took them out of school and they homeschooled for 11th and 12th grade because it was too much to go back into. But 2 years, I think, or so later, her mom, the young girl's mom, reached out to my daughter and told her not to blame herself, and thanked her for being one of her daughter's good friends, and that someone that she trusted. And she was appreciative of my daughter because she found it in her journals or in her writing. I don't want to say journals. I just want to be kind of accurate, but they found it in her writing that she was appreciative of the twins, especially my daughter, because the twins are boy and girl. So especially my daughter. So that lifted her up, because I look back now, and during that time she was heavily depressed. I may not have recognized it because I was going through depression as well. But she was heavily depressed. Possibly him too. Because they did go through that. And to this day, you know, it affects you. But I'm so glad that her mom reached out and let her know, you know, hey, don't blame yourself. You were not at fault. She loved you. And that made them feel a whole lot better. But it takes a village. It does take a village. I think that's what I'm going to start doing, talking about things that take a village. And because I can just sit back and remember a lot of different things that where my children have been in situations, and call it what you want. Holy Spirit allowed me to be aware that there was danger and I needed to get them out. And each situation that happened like that, there was that. I didn't know what it was, but I knew they need to get out of there. One time I caught my oldest son. We shared cars, I think. Anyway, he was at work, and I called him, when you're on the way home from work, pick your baby brother up. Oh, Mom, I thought he was going to spend the night with such and such. I don't feel right about it. Just go get him, let him know that I need him to come home. And thankfully, my oldest son went to pick up my younger son. We found out later that the step-parent of a friend of theirs who was going to take them, what do you call those things you ride? Not dune buggy, but the little four-wheeling. Yeah, they were going there. And he was supposed to have taken them out, like, in the country somewhere in South Carolina, because that's where we were living, in Greenville. Come to find out, he was he liked little boys. And he was a grown man. We'll just say that. And when the mom of the kids, their friends, found out, she was done with him. Anyway. And my oldest son was the best one to go get my youngest son, because a situation with him when he was younger in school, I was at work. I remember like it was yesterday. but I felt like I needed to call him and ask him, was he okay? And I called him. I took a break from work because I was in customer service. And I took a break and I called him and I said, are you okay? Where are you? That was my first thing. And he and his, even now, today, good friend were together. They played on a basketball team. And I could tell that they were walking because I could hear the basketball bouncing. And I was like, where are y'all at? And he's like, we got a game tonight. Yeah, I do. He said, but we left. I'll tell you about it later. But you called right at the right time. I know exactly that I was supposed to do what I did. Okay. I didn't know what was going on, but I knew that they had left from where they were and were walking back to the school because they had ridden with other people. So I was like, I wonder what it is. Never did think about it. Of course, I went to the game. After the game, I found out that I had found out what had happened. And the young guys that were involved got my son and his best friend suspended from the team. And I went to the coach and the dean, headmaster of the school, because they were in a private school. I went to the dean, headmaster, and the coach, and I was like, that's not fair, because they walked away from what happened. And their rationale was they should have told the coach so he would be aware of what was going on because they had a game, blah, blah, blah. But I spoke up for them, and his mom did too. Long story short, my son knew that his mom's intuition was the right. Even another thing, when they were going on their senior trip, things, for whatever reason, I could not get the deposit to the people for his senior trip. Every time it was like, okay, I'm bringing back. Anyway, he missed the whole senior trip. He was the class, my son was student body president. He had been class president in junior and senior year, and then in his senior year, he was the student body president. Which people thought, that's odd for the student body president not to go on the trip. It was just, I was so frustrated during that time, but I know now that he wasn't supposed to go because some things went down, and had he gone, he would have been blamed for the same thing. So I say it takes a village because things happened. I didn't find out. His best friend's mom found out and told me about it. So it takes a village. It takes a village looking out over your kids. So pray for your kids and say, for God to watch over them in dangers seen and unseen. Because there's a lot of stuff that we don't know that's going on around. A lot of politics and things like that I didn't understand. Because I guess people would say I was naive because I don't have malice, or I'm not that kind of person to, just do somebody wrong just for GP. I can't. So my son always tells me, Mom, you can't expect people to have your heart. But I wish that they did. I wish people would think of things as simple as treat people the way you want to be treated. Treat people the way you would want to be treated, because it comes back on you or your kids or your grandkids, but you're going to reap it at some point. But it just takes a village. So that's all I had to say. I was just thinking about those things, and I wanted to get them off my mind and speak about them. So I hope everybody has a great day. My name is Monique. I don't even think I said that, but Moments was Monique, and it takes a village.